And we're good to go. Yay! Well, looks like the SX64s need a disk head cleaner. And to be honest, I couldn't be bothered. So we're back on the 620 in 1 NES, if anyone gives a shit. So, but whilst on YouTube, I did notice one of the games on here. Yes, as you can tell, this volume was high because I was playing on the C64, which has nice sound. Anyway, I couldn't get Eagle Empire to load even on my newest disk drive. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. Really annoyed because I can't get those PRG files anywhere else. If I go on Gamebase, I've got to have all these crap tros and fucking trainers and shit. I just want the game, you know, as some regular Commodore DOS files, because then it doesn't fuck up the disk drive, because they fuck up the alignment on the internal drive. But what I did notice on YouTube was the game Formation Z, which I said was absolutely shit. Here it is. Someone did a video on it. Now, I didn't search for it, this was in the recommended box, with 152,000 views. So it must be, and it wasn't a channel I'd ever heard of. So I'm guessing it's a game that's well known. It's a Famicom game, actually. So let's start with this piece of shit. So for a start, you can't fucking shoot right up. And you're gonna get fucked eventually, but you still gotta fucking keep an eye on what's below you as well. So it's really weird. So I'm sorry, for a £10 game, yeah, that's alright, but for a £40 game, if it come out on the NES, because that's what they cost, that's 2 months pocket money, mate. 2 months. I bought Battle Through Time with 1 week's pocket money and skipping my sweets for the week, basically. And Battle Through Time is a much better game than this, except you can fly. But for the running sections, it is actually much better. I mean, this is a Famicom game, you can tell by the graphics. They're not exactly pushing any boundaries. So yeah, yeah, going back to the YouTube recommended thing, apparently YouTube have acknowledged that it doesn't work. Well, it's been there for half a fucking decade, hasn't it? So what kind of piece of shit software is this that doesn't fucking work? Now this, of course, you're going to say looks a bit like the Concorde. Well, that would be stupid because it's massive. But to me, my first thought is going to be, so what's the 0 for? Yeah, fuck it. Anyway, that's the shit game. But the YouTube recommended thing doesn't work. It's never worked as far as I'm concerned. And even if you do get it to work, as soon as you search for anything, one of those stupid Patreon channels who spend more time fucking editing the video than they do researching the fucking facts. For them, research is a Google search with the word wiki in it, so they can go straight to Wikipedia. Go straight to hell, mate. Fuck your shit channels. I don't care how many subscribers you got. Fuck knows. One of them's writing a fucking book. And I've watched 2 of his Commodore so-called stories, and they're fucking shit. He hasn't even mentioned when the C64 come out, and you know why that is? A bloke who had a fucking ZX Spectrum should not be reviewing Commodore 64 or Amiga history. And then he started talking about Amiga 500 ROM chips being recalled. Well, the thing he was talking about, the rude messages left in there by the original Amiga designers, is in 1986. The Amiga 500 wasn't even out yet, you fucking prick. So, yeah. Just goes to show how shit everything is now when fucking... Well, I've known for like probably a decade that Google have slowly become Microsoft. They used to be quite good. Now they're just as shit as Microsoft. Their so-called genius ideas are shit, like the OS on the Chromebook. That's fucking horrendous. How can you have an operating system interface designed around the Google web browser tabs? Is fucking shit. Fuck off. So now that I've got that out of the way, this looks shit, doesn't it? This looks like something I wrote on my VIC-20 in fucking Petsky graphics. However, this is the most excellent black box game. Actually, you can tell what it is. I don't need to tell you. But yeah, I had Kung Fu Master on the C64. So obviously, didn't have an NES. I don't live in America. Nobody else fucking bought that shit. And yeah, this is quite a good game. So this was a nice surprise. Can't check if it was on the 500-in-1 NES bootleg. I'm pretty sure I would have clicked on it expecting some sort of cheap shoot 'em up. Wrong button. One button. And I've got the fucking cooker lighter in my hand, holding these exceptionally improved bootleg joypads. Right, while I'm on the subject of joypad, when I was getting out another SX64, I found the original Atari 7800 joypads. Even has the little fucking knob on the end, and knob is the word, mate, because whoever designed that is a prick. It's fucking horrible. Although I have visions now of the bloke who did the special effects for Blake 7 saying on camera in some like interview or something that yeah, there's nothing wrong with his special effects. It's the fucking budget. He was saying if the BBC paid me the same amount as other shows, then there'd be no problem. You could match their special effects. It's down simply to the budget. So anyway, I was like pressing the buttons on his pad and I thought, yeah, it's like them joypads on the original bootleg 500-in-1 Chinese NES mini clone. Yeah, I can't play this whilst holding the fucking cooker lighter, and it's not giving me a chance to light my fucking roll up. They were fucking horrendous. Oh, and that's another thing, right? All these mini things that are coming out now, they're all fucking HDMI only. Right, well, I'm not being funny, but when I play a C64 game, I want to play it on a fucking good quality CRT. So that would be Hitachi, JVC, Grundig, Sony obviously, or Panasonic. All the branded monitors were shit. Amstrad, Atari, Commodore, Sinclair, with the exception of Acorn, who I don't think they actually, no actually, they were CUB monitors, those big square things. They look like you know, stuff you'd have on a rack mounted, you know, video studio setup. They were actually RGB, even though it was only 8 fucking colours. So possibly RGB digital, same as the Commodore 128 80 colour mode, RGB-I think it's called. And today's late night gaming session and talking bollocks is sponsored by Diet Coke caffeine free. Nobody else bothered to make a caffeine free cola. And it tastes as you'd expect, some chemicals in a fucking glass with carbon dioxide bubbles in it. So yeah, I'm getting a bit pissed off because I heard the Mega 65 was, well, I just heard about it, as in it's going to actually happen kind of thing, because I knew about it before it was called the Mega 65, I think. But I knew what they were trying to do. As soon as I heard that, I went and checked, and yeah, fantastic news, a Commodore 65 fucking recreation is coming. But I think it's HDMI only. So that's a bit of a fuck up, in my opinion. Most people who would buy that do have some sort of CRT TV. And all CRT TVs that you probably own, unless it's some old fucking fake wood Atari VCS matching piece of shit from the 70s, are going to have a SCART socket, and that SCART socket will at least let you have composite video, if not RGB analog, which is fucking brilliant, by the way. I use my Amiga with RGB analog on the SCART socket on my 65-inch plasma, and it looks fucking beautiful. There is no artifacting, no fucking dithering, digital noise, anything like that. It looks amazing. It actually looks like a 65-inch CRT. I'm not joking. The pixels are not square on a plasma. That's quite important. That's what makes LCD monitors shit. So yeah, it's like it's great that a C65 emulator is coming out, because as we all know, the C65, the £200 Commodore 65 that wasn't released, instead they went with the Amiga 500 Plus. So the Commodore 65 had 2 SIDs, so that's 6 sound channels, and if they fucking put the 6581 back in there, that also means at least another 2 channels playing samples using the 6581 sample playback routine. And it had 256 colours out of 4096, so that's, you know, 8 times more than the Amiga. And that wasn't, you know, 256 colours if you only have 16 on a line or some bullshit like that. No, this was 256 colours, the same thing that the Commodore 64 in a joystick thing had, that QVC famously sold, quite a lot of actually. But no one has the fucking footage of that QVC shit going on. I've actually asked them, and I asked them probably only half a decade after they did it, so it was before this decade. And they said, no, sorry. And they weren't, you know, it was like, forget it, mate, we wouldn't have that. You know, it's like basically someone would have had to have recorded it on the TV themselves and put it up on the internet. And obviously they didn't. So it's like, yeah, I want this Mega 65. I don't care how much it sells for. I would prefer it if it came in a you know, a C64 case, because the disk drive isn't going to work, is it? If it did load discs, that would be fantastic, but maybe then, no, because they don't make those disk drives anymore. No, that's just got to be a gimmick. They're just copying the case of the Commodore 65, which is a C64C with a rectangular beige piece of plastic soldered on the side. So obviously designed by the same genius, air quotes alert, fucking idiot, who designed a horrendous looking Amiga 500. That's one of the ugliest fucking computers ever. It looks like a Commodore 128 rescued after well, not rescued, found in a house fire, mate. It's just fucking horrendous. One of the ugliest computers ever, and that's probably why it didn't sell in America. They don't even buy computers like that. They wanted computers like Amiga 1000s, which Commodore didn't even bother to market in 1986 for a year. But yeah, I want SCART RGB output. I don't want fucking anything else. And I don't want to use a HDMI to fucking SCART RGB converter, because that'll probably cost half the price of the Mega 65 anyway, unless you want horrendous fucking quality, which defeats the object of using it on a real CRT. But my point is, all those games, all the graphics for all these games and Amiga games have all been done with CRT monitors. Probably the Commodore ones, they seem to have a lot of those in offices. But you know, could just be a TV, maybe even via RF. That's the thing. That's how you have to see them. The footage of the games I've recorded on the SX64 screen, sometimes they look bloody brilliant. They are better than anything you could achieve with converting HDMI to fucking, well, actually no. They look better than any simulated effect. They look real. It looks like you've got a CRT monitor in front of your fucking face. If the camera was better quality, or I had more space on it, I might go for 720p, but that's widescreen anyway. So I don't know. And I don't know if the camera does 50 frames per second, 720 actually. But yeah, that fucking annoys me, that does. At the end of the day, I would love something like the full-size C64 or the Mega 65. I'm really interested in the machine being out there that is actually Commodore 65 compatible. That's quite a machine, you know, a dual SID setup, probably wired up in stereo, maybe even hardwired, as in all the SID channels from one SID go just to exclusively one side, instead of having SID 1 channel 1 on the left and SID 2 channel 1 on the right, you know, and interleaving them like that. You get a true stereo effect that way. So yeah, so really, I have to have all these machines because I don't want to be alive and never have a C64 or some sort of Amiga. An Amiga that will load, you know, the iconic games I used to play on my Amiga 1000, that's fine. There isn't a single AGA game that's a deal breaker. Defender of the Crown 2 runs on a CD TV. I've got 3 of them bastard things. 2 of them are boxed. 1 of them doesn't work. All 3 of them come with the complete setup. Keyboard, mouse, external CD TV disc drive in black, the official Commodore one, which is shit, but that's what people value. So I have to have all this stuff because it is going to fail. We've heard the SX64 The underdog machine, as I like to think of it, the workhorse, the real trooper, the one that's not even got the Commodore logo on the keyboard, well, the outside of the keyboard, the underneath as you're using it, it's got the Commodore logo on the inside. So, yeah, bit fucked really. Stuff does fail, especially if you use it all the time, and it's become apparent using discs all the time. I'm going to have to clean the disc heads a lot more often. Because if you're using them back in the day, you'd load an original disc, which was mint condition anyway, and then you'd change discs and use another one, and loading it in, uncracked, you know, an original copy, it's a real pain in the arse. So there'll be less disc swapping. So yeah, I'm using it at like warp factor fucking 5, going through all these discs, playing all these games. It's a classic. It's great fun, but obviously it's like if you have a car and you do like 100,000 miles a year for work, that car is gonna get a bit ragged. You can't help it. There's gonna be a lot of wear and tear, more than they would ever give you a warranty for, even if it was new. So yeah, you know, there's things I'm gonna need. As much as I hate the old Cracktros, gonna be investing in an SD to IEC as well. But I'll probably load games in from the card on the SD to IEC and write them back out on a pretty good condition 1541 using a standard bread bin. I think that's the best way. And then that way, if a drive does go, it's a much more common 1541. Anyway, let's have another go at this. No Fagarello in the hand. Yeah, I quite like this game actually. It's really shit on the C64. The graphics are really shit. There's nothing special about the sound effects. But it's all there. It's blocky as hell, don't sound the same. But the actual game is there. See, I'm getting caught up with him. I have done this before. So I got this on my real NES, which I don't use. I hardly ever use that because you got to get a whole load of cartridges out, and they're bloody big. Them things. They're the size of 4 Commodore 64 cassettes, original games. Yeah, I'm just. You've only got one try. You can't actually continue at the boss. I don't know what it is. I was playing it this afternoon, probably because I've been staring at plastered walls for hours and sanding the fuckers, and I'm too fussy about the finish on my house. Ah, for fuck's sake. You have to get him straight away, even if it means one of the others. Yeah, grab onto what I was going to say. Because he actually fires knives at you. The entire level, you're basically trying to minimise damage. He's a tough git. So I really like this game. And I think the NES version is great. But as with all NES games, I would never pay £40 for this game. I just didn't like the arcade machine enough to do that. You know, even if it looked and sounded exactly like the arcade, or even better, Imagine what you could do if Kung Fu Master, even on a 1985 Amiga 1000. Fuck yeah, that'd be brilliant. It'd be like Mortal Kombat, the sort of graphics. Because of course Mortal Kombat runs just fine on the Amiga 1000. And Mortal Kombat 2. And Lotus 2. See, my ideal setup would be an NTSC Amiga 1000, as well as a PAL model, because they're my favourite computers. But the 1000 has got the drive built in, so this is an excellent game on its own for £40. It hasn't got a hope in hell. You know, £40, you're talking games like Salamander for me, because I love the arcade. But even then, I'd want to get it on a PC Engine, so I don't know really. But anyway, that's Kung Fu Master. And I didn't even tell you about the joke. Oh, actually, I think I mentioned that somewhere else. So, we've definitely played these. I think I did notice some other games, but they were much later on. Most of the extra games are those rubbish sweatshop 50p, you know, typing quality rubbish from the 2000s. So, yeah, even the NES gets shit in the year 2000. Yeah, there was another game, I think it was a shoot 'em up. Now what, I can't remember. I've done decorating since then. They might have even been in the, you know, the late 200s. Nothing is standing out at the moment. So Spartan X was probably the first one that stood out. So I just tried it, because I didn't recognise it. Yeah, these all seem the same. Yeah, the games are spelt wrong on this list. I don't know if that's on purpose. But Mario's name, Super Mario, is there. I don't think that's Super Mario 3 though, or anything like that. You'll be glad to know Weak Bird is still on here. That's below 100, somewhere around there. I highly recommend one of these particular systems. This one, 620 in one, with the actual proper box, not the one I got before, which was 500 in one. And you can tell the difference, because the 620 has black reset and on-off switches on the mini NES case, and the 500 in one has grey ones that match the bottom half of the case. They're the same colour. Now, I remember trying Panzer Attack, and it's the same shit game, basically, with the graphics changed 10 times and then repeated 3 times. So that's 30 games on here, like, fuck me, 30 out of just 620. That's a big percentage, could be one fucking shit game, which is the quality of a typing game on a C64. For fuck's sake. Robocop 3 isn't a Robocop game, so that's something else. They've just decided to call it Robocop because there's a robot cop. I wasn't spitting, I was accentuating the T there. So yeah, this one with these joypads, because these are really good. These are. If you think the SNES joypad is alright, that's SNES Super Nintendo, then yeah, it's fine, absolutely fine. They're not really any worse than the SNES joy. Certainly the D-pad, which on these things is the most important. The D-pad is excellent. Definitely. The D-pad on this is as good as the D-pad on the Xbox 360 controller, which was the best. Still is a fantastic controller to play PC games on, and some emulated games. But I wouldn't use the D-pad on that because it's too big for this kind of thing. But yeah, this is pretty good. Somewhere between the standard Mega Drive 3-button pad and the Sega official 6-button pad for the Mega Drive for Street Fighter 2. But obviously it works with everything. The D-pad on that, you won't find better than that anyway. So, and it is actually less than 18 quid including the postage, ridiculously cheap, and there is probably about 90 games that are actually proper 40-50 pound released NES games. So, you know, there are games missing. There's no Zelda game on here at all. Well, there wasn't on the 500. Nothing has really just jumped at me to say, oh, that could be, you know, Zelda 1 or 2. So there isn't that, and the save wouldn't work on it anyway, because Excite Bike is there, but the load function doesn't work at all. So Mirror Devil word. I'm intrigued. I was hoping it was a hidden full price game. Sadly it is not. It's a shitty code shop piece of shit fucking typing quality game type affair. I have to find Mirror Devil World now. There we go. Police Dog Lassie. Police versus Thief. They could have spelt Lassie correct. There's enough characters. Mirror Devil Word has got the extra space. Why am I doing it like that? Yeah, Back to the Future is here. It comes up much later. Bandai Golf is definitely there. I had a quick go of it and seemed familiar, so I've definitely played it. Not my cup of tea. Probably swore a lot and probably mentioned something about a computer game called Leaderboard. I played Leaderboard a lot, and it was great because my mate who had an Amstrad, he played Leaderboard at the same time, and my other friend who had an Atari 800 XL, he could play Leaderboard as well. So all three of us were playing the same game, same courses, and it played very similarly actually. I'll have to check out a comparison of Leaderboard. So yeah, games that were glitchy before are still glitchy. We'll try Airwolf actually. So this reminds me of RC Pro-Am. It's a real thing, but okay, the sprites have... Yeah, how do I go faster? You're fucking joking. I've totally forgotten this. To go faster, you got to hammer the fucking button. And they've designed these fucking hills at the same angle that they're doing the isometric projection. So the hell's going on there? Need a clear bit of track. Yeah, you do. You go faster by hammering the fucking joystick. Like a fucking idiot playing track and field. And this business here at the end. What's going on here? It won't let me pass there. Look, it was completely flat. Why can't I go past it then? He can't go past it. What the fuck? Right. So that's the kind of quality we're going to get. Pooyan. We haven't played Pooyan yet. So they're already repeating the shit games now twice. I played Toy Factory. Oh yeah, we had Back to the Future. So yeah, there's Truck Rally. Ghostbusters is a horrible fucking game on the NES. There's no award winner on the C64, but it's even worse on the NES. And it was only £10 and actually it might have been £9, but probably £10 on the Commodore 64, not £50. Got to try Gradius again with these new joypads. So yeah, you can't go wrong. You're probably gonna really like at least probably 5 to 10 games, I would say. You're going to quite enjoy at least another 15 or 20. So that's about 30 games. For the price you're getting, if you have a CRT system, well, it comes with a decent controller, an authentic sized and looking controller, and it's, you know, it's pretty decent to use. So I don't think you can go wrong for like, you know, £18. That's fuck all money. Now if you've got an LCD, fucking forget it, mate. It's gonna look shit. So I don't think if you've got an LCD, you get the NES Mini, and you can hack it, put your own games on it, which you can't do with these. These are the games you've got. Look, fucking Truck Rally again. Fucking Ghostbusters again. They sprinkle in the old, you know, sweatshop rubbish in between them. Bingo 75 next to Bump and Jump. I can't be bothered. Dino Ricky, I'm pretty sure is a shitty game. You could even play Friday the 13th. So you could play Gradius, and then Friday the 13th, and then Gunak, which is a great shoot 'em up. And you know, you can even play classics like Xevious, Popeye, Donkey Kong Jr., Pooyan, Spy Hunter, Defender, Pac-Man. Should try the Qbert, actually. Yeah, gonna have to try the Qbert. And you know, a bit of a pain navigating this thing, but it's not too bad. You know, you can go 50 at a time with the buttons left and right on the nice to use joypad to go up and down. You know, it's got Excite Bike on there. You've got Defender on there, we played it. Really good. And with these joypads, it takes away my only complaint for this system. Now, if I'm reviewing a game and I say to you it's not worth 50 quid, well, this whole thing is not 50 quid, is it? It's more like 15. So, yeah. So, you know, and there's also the fun of going through them and, you know, seeing if you've missed anything. Doesn't have Duck Hunt, obviously. But at the end of the day, you see it's got Nintendo Tennis and Soccer, the black box games, I believe they were. It's got things like Pac-Land, not very well done, but it's there should you want it. It's got elevator action, so it does have, you know, a fair bit of the early NES games. So it's really odd that they don't have Zelda on here. However, 1942, that's a good game on here. And you can actually play it along with Twin Cobra and Tiger Heli. So that's 3 well-known vertically scrolling arcade shoot 'em ups. And then you have like oddballs like Airwolf, which with this controller, well, I think you could actually get into if you really enjoyed having an NES, but you don't really want to go on eBay and start paying, you know, stupid money for nice condition boxed units for the full nostalgic hit. That's fine. If you just want something to actually do something with your old CRT TV that doesn't have any kind of, you know, TV reception capability anymore, well, apart from playing DVDs on it, all you got is games consoles, and you can't use the NES Mini on that. So, but you know, it's a niche market. So yes, we were looking for Qbert. See, now that I want to try it out with this controller, can't bloody find it. But see, you've got Burger Time. Burger Time's an absolute classic. Dig Dug, some people really like that, not me, but still. Exerion, that's a really good early arcade game. I'm surprised that made it to the NES, if I'm honest. You've even got oddball games like Karateka. And there's even that game that's a bit like a watered down version of Star Raiders. Mappy is a really early game. Don't like it myself. You might like it, who knows, mate. Yeah, Popeye is one of my favourite arcade games. and Popeye on here with this controller would be fun. I've already reviewed it. So yeah, I'm not knocking these systems. The picture quality is great. It's much better than the other one. The only thing with the picture output is I've currently got the colour setting down to almost minimum, and it's still colourful. When it's on the normal setting for the TV, which is somewhere in the middle, there's obviously something gone wrong there. There's a resistor missing somewhere, something stupid like that. So yeah, that's a negative point, but you can turn down the colour on your TV, so that's fine. It's really going to fuck up LCD TVs, or possibly they did it on purpose. Maybe that improves the picture on LCDs, forces them to digitise it, more cleanly. Who knows, mate? Because I haven't got the old NES 500 in one to compare. I can't really do anything about that. So yeah, we're not finding Qbert. Yeah, bloody hell, I'm just gonna skip through loads of them. There it is, and I'm right in the right place. It is official. Really old arcade game though. I wouldn't want to be playing this in 1986. Oh no! No sir, go and play Ghosts and Goblins on the Atari ST. Because that's what computer I bought in 1986. Thank you. Thank you. So this come out in 1989. Where's the original? They're embarrassed to put the original arcade games date on there. Yeah, one player would do just fine. Am I pressing A or B? I think I'm pressing B. Whatever, I just pressed some shit. I think I've done that the last time. Okay, how do I go back up then? Up doesn't work now. Is that up? Hang on a minute. Oh right, so, I see what they did. They've done it in a really stupid way. But there's one missing, I can't go up. Oh, you have to go up by going diagonally, that's really stupid. So to go down, you only press down, but to go up you have to go up and diagonally. That's a stupid thing. Some fucking idiot in a suit probably thought that was a good idea, so that's his fault. Actually, the first Contra entry has loads of hacks in it. It's like a mini menu. First one I think is just a bog standard thing. I think I tried this one though. I don't know if it was this one. Alien's Lair. Could be this one. I think it is this one. There we go. Yeah, it is this one. So I had a great weapon, now I've got a shit weapon. For fuck's sake. So basically the first boss is a giant penis with horns and shark teeth. I think there's something wrong with these people who did these graphics. Maybe they're compensating. Who's to say so? Might help if I press the right button to jump. Yeah, so it's also been hacked to give you like maximum firepower as soon as you start. But if you pick up a power up, it goes back one. Fail, fucking fail, mate. Ah, the classic knock you back business, eh? Yeah, shoot them up the arse, mate. They love you. Oh, crap, we shouldn't have tried to get them. It's actually worse the closer you are. Anyway, why do I need to shoot them? Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, that was a bit stupid. He boss rushed me and fucking done nothing about it. Probably unlimited lives as well. Oh no, the graphics are kind of alright. They're not bad actually. They're like those badly designed, coloured in black and white digitised graphics of the Amiga. So they'd take like an 8 or 16 grayscale image and then they'd colour it in by hand with 16 colours. That kind of thing. So everything is like, mind you, the NES palette really, yeah, I don't know, you can mix it up a bit, but I suppose the way the tile sets work for the sprites, yeah, it's alright. I'm concentrating on the wrong thing. And this looks like a pair of bollocks, for fuck's sake, a fallopian tube with a pair of bollocks. Right, if that appears on the next Rick and Morty season that comes out, I'm fucking suing someone because they got that weird thing. I can't even remember what it's called. Yeah, fuck it. It looks like an aspirin with a penis and a fucking vagina on the other side, made out of fucking Dr. Zoidberg type material. You know what? That was a pretty short game. Long play, I did the long play, innit? Mum, I did the long play. Is that it? I presume that's it. It's not the kind of thing you'd have between it is. So who are these small cock motherfuckers here? So yeah. But if you want, you can actually play Contra. I don't know if there really was a Contra 2. If the title page just says Contra, yeah, they're all the same. So if it was me, I would just play the original myself. Definitely just play the original. It is what it is. Of course, this was called Grizzle on the 8-bit home computers of Europe, released by Ocean Software. Ocean also owned Imagine, let's not forget that. Yeah, you can't really fault this game. I hope it's the whole game though. You're going to have to play it now. Rapid fire. I think he can run actually, or no, maybe that's supposed to happen. Because we haven't lost our power up for the weapon. Ah, I should have just gone past him. No, that's not it. There you go. Back up here. You can still get up there. Oh, bloody hell, I'm having... I don't like this button for jump bullshit. you're getting Contra. What can you say? Rizzo wasn't exactly programming the Commodore 64 to within an inch of its life or anything. Sounds a bit like a helicopter. Why can't you shoot down anymore? Oh right. If you push down and shoot, you're ducking rather than shooting straight down. Like the old Green Beret. Green Beret would be nice on here. I don't think it is on here. Yeah, you get one hit, you don't get any energy or anything. That must have been what was getting me. Don't worry about them little shits, you just keep running, mate. High quality British reviews. Ah, fuck. So you obviously. Okay, actually. Well, that's really good. And the rest are hacks as well, so there's about 16 fucking hacks of this shit. I had a quick go at Double Dragon 2, again with these new controllers on the 620-in-1 NES Mini bootleg. It's fine. If you have a nice CRT TV, I thoroughly recommend this for you. If you like NES, if you hate the NES, then no, I don't recommend it for you. Well, I might do if you're an arsehole to me, and then I'll say, yeah, there's this wicked game system, man, it plays Mega Drive games, just get it. It's called the PC something or other. And he'll say, yeah, but it looks like NES, isn't it? I don't like NES. And you say, nah man, it's like them things that they play like NES games, but they look like PlayStation, innit? And he's like, I got you, bruv, right, I'll order one, and then, yeah. Nah, I'm being serious though. You should get one. If you have a nice CRT TV and you like NES games and you like convenience, basically I'll wrap the controller wire. I need two other wires for the TV connection and for the power supply. Obviously a CRT TV is not going to have a USB socket. It's a tiny small little thing. Stick it under the TV cabinet and it's always there. You've done a bit of DIY, you're knackered, you can't be bothered to lug the SX64 down into the solarium. I'm going to call this a solarium. Because it's quite sunny in here, even though it's inside the house. It's not a lean-to. I don't have anything like that. Yeah, it's a shame that Hickory 3 still glitches. That must be the actual Nintendo on a chip. So, Balloon Fight is sort of like Joust. Arabian probably is still dyslexic. Bird Week is there, like I said, and it's bloody brilliant. You should buy it just for Bird Week. If you're a bitter old bastard like me, definitely buy it. Play Bird Week straight away. Check out my 500-in-1 video. If for some reason you buy that by mistake, you flid. See, stick it on, fancy game of Galaxian, here it is, mate. Here it is, there's no fucking, alright, it's NES Galaxian, it's not main. But yeah, it's on your CRT TV. Memories come flooding back, not because the Galaxians are too close to you.